Welcome to Stretch Break. My name is Amber Langford. Thank you so much for joining today. For today's class, we are going to be using our chair for all of our stretches today. We are going to be beginning in a standing position. You can use an office chair for today's stretch break, but I would recommend locking those wheels if you're able to do so. Let's go ahead and get started. I want everyone to be standing off either to the side of your chair. We're going to be in a bent over position with our hands braced right on that seat. So you can be off the side or you can stand right in front of your chair facing the front. We're going to bend at the waist and we're going to reach our hands down to that chair. We're going to start stretching our wrists out first. So I want you to flip your hands so your fingers are facing your body, and we're just going to slowly lean forward, putting some weight all the way to our palms, doing our best to straighten out our elbows, making sure those fingers are facing our body. You should feel a nice stretch all throughout your forearm. If you'd like to increase that stretch, keeping your palms on the seat of your chair, you're just going to lean those shoulders back and away. We're increasing that angle in that wrist, increasing that stretch. Focusing on your breathing, inhaling through your nose, and exhaling through your mouth. Let's do one more deep breath here. Flipping our hands back to their normal position. We're going to stay in this bent over position with our hands braced on that chair. Starting with a nice flat back. We're going to go into our cat-cow, tucking that chin to our chest, tucking that tailbone under, and then dropping that chest, lifting your head, lifting your tailbone, moving to that nice extended position, and then returning back to that cat. We're moving from that rounded position back to our extended position, getting as much range of motion in each direction as we can, moving nice and slow and focusing on that breathing. You can keep a slight knee bend in your legs. Let's do one more cat-cow here. Good, and relaxing out of that. Returning to that flat back position. We're going to do one more exercise with our hands on that seat of the chair. We're going to start by taking one hand, bringing it up and back behind our head. We're just going to lightly place our hand back behind our head. From here, we're going to drop that elbow down, reaching our elbow down towards that opposite wrist, dropping that shoulder, and then we're going to open and reach that elbow up towards the ceiling. Once we've gone as far as we can, we're going to return back to that dropped position, dropping down towards that chair, reaching your elbow towards your wrist, and back up. As we reach up, you can look up and over that shoulder. Let's do 3 more here. Working on getting as much rotation through your rib cage as you can. Last one here. And returning back to center. Go ahead and drop that hand down. We're going to switch sides. Bring that other hand up. Reaching that elbow down towards your wrist, dropping your shoulder. And then lifting up, reaching that elbow to the ceiling. And back down. Getting as much rotation in each direction as you can. Let's do 2 more here. And relaxing on that, placing your hand down. We're going to round our back once again, tucking our chin to our chest, walking those hands back. We're just going to slowly roll on up to a standing position. And then we're going to make our way back behind our chair. We're going to be doing a few standing exercises next. We're going to begin with a standing quad stretch. So I want you to be holding onto that back of the chair. From here, we're going to take one leg, bringing that heel up. We're going to reach behind, grabbing your foot if you're able to, pulling that heel as close to your glutes as you can, and then pressing those hips forward. We're opening up that front of the thigh here. If we are unable to reach and grab our foot, we can take our leg, placing it on the seat of our chair. We're going to press those hips forward and then slowly bend that stance leg, deepening that stretch and opening up the front of that thigh with that foot elevated. Those are our variations. Let's hold this for just a few more deep breaths. One more breath here. And releasing that foot. We're going to switch sides, bringing that other leg up, reaching back, and pulling your heel as close to your glutes as you can. Pressing those hips forward, feeling that stretch down the front of your thigh. One more deep breath. And exhale, release. We're gonna go ahead and have a seat in our chair. So take your time. We're going to start with our chest nice and upright. I do want you to be a little bit more on the edge of that chair, so your feet are flat. We're just going to widen our stance just a little bit, bringing one foot out so we have enough room and enough space between our legs. We are going to do a bit of a roll down. So we're going to start by tucking that chin to our chest, rounding that upper back, and reaching those hands down towards the ground. Trying to get as close to the ground as you can. Once you've reached that end range of motion, you're going to inhale and exhale, rolling back up, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. Your head is the last thing up. Let's repeat for 3 more here. Taking that time, really trying to get as much motion out of that spine as you can. Taking those nice deep breaths. On this last one, we're going to hold at the bottom. So we're going to roll down, just like we did in the previous repetitions. But this time, we're just going to let our hands reach the ground. You can rest your hands down, allowing your head and neck to relax, reaching for that ground. In this position, you should feel your belly pressing into your thighs. Really focusing on feeling that pressure as you inhale And then do your best to pull your belly away from your thighs as you exhale. Let's do a few more deep breaths here. Last breath. And on that exhale, rolling back up to your tall seated position. Once you're sitting back upright, go ahead and bring those legs in. Still keeping those feet flat on the ground. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take that right arm reaching up to the ceiling. We're going to bend that elbow, reaching our hand back behind our head. Left arm comes up, grabbing that elbow. And we're just going to pull that right arm over and towards the left. Opening up those triceps and opening up those lats here. Let's hold this for one more deep breath. And exhale, releasing that elbow, bringing your hands down to your sides. And then switching, bringing that left arm up, bending back behind your head. Right arm reaches up, grabbing your left elbow, and pulling both arms over towards the right. We're still sitting up nice and tall, working on that seated posture here. One more deep breath. And exhale, releasing and bringing those arms down to your sides. For our next stretch, we're going to be doing a behind the back, upper trap, and neck stretch. So I want you to first take a look at how I'm going to be gripping my hands. We're going to be stretching that right arm first. So in order to stretch that right side, we're going to take our left hand, and it's going to be grabbing our right hand either on your wrist or the back of your hand. We're going to be doing this back behind our back, pulling both hands over towards the left to start. Once we've gotten our hands as far over to the left, we're going to drop our head over to that left side as well, further opening up that right trap. One more deep breath. And exhale, lifting that head back to center. We're going to switch our grip. So now that right hand is grabbing hold of your left, and we're going to pull both hands over towards the right. Once you've gotten both hands over towards the right, go ahead and drop your head over towards the right as well. Opening up that left trap and that left side of our neck. One more deep breath. And exhale, release, bringing that head back up, releasing your hands and bringing them up towards your lap. You can feel free to let your hands rest on your lap for this next exercise. We are going to take our right leg, lifting that heel up off the ground. We're going to roll those toes under so the tops of our toes are pressing down into the ground. Our ankle presses forward. We're stretching out that front of the ankle and up into that shin. Sitting up nice and tall. We're just gonna hold this for 2 more deep breaths. And exhale, lowering that right foot down, lifting that left heel up, and then rolling those toes under so the tops of our toes are pressing down to the ground. Ankle presses forward. Let's hold this for 3 deep breaths. And exhale, lower that left foot back down to the ground. Feel free to shake it out. And that is all of the stretching I have for you all today. Thank you so much for joining. This was our stretch break. Hope you all have a great rest of your day and see you next time.